What's going on, everybody? It's Mr Sly, aka Sly Pro Max. You welcome back to the channel, and if you've been a follower of my channel right from time, you know there's one thing I always say, which is the fact that do not travel abroad with your wife. Do not japa with your wife. I can extend it to say do not japa with your spouse, but I mean I'm here to speak to men, make Nigerian men great again. So I always say do not japa with your wife. Now I've got two things to share with you guys today. One is an interesting video, not quite interesting, but from a lady who's going to say something. Then the second one is what we're going to be discussing about today. So with that being said, let us jump into the lady and what she has to say. Let's watch her right here. So this lady here says this. She says, do not relocate your partners abroad.
This is not even me trying to be whatever you guys call me. It is what it is.
It is what it is. She copied me.
I'm just saying the truth. If I have a brother that lives in the US, I would never allow him bring a woman from Nigeria. God bear me witness. Kò ní ṣẹlẹ̀. Atogun àtèpè. To I come alone, red and white can do, blue can do, black can do. Fún yín kó má walk in wayasi kò ní work, because I will not let my brother bring something that will land him in a mental facility. Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́. I will never allow my brother bring any woman from another country to any country to bá wà, because I will not let you send him out of the house to the streets to mama or suicide. Another thing is, if I was a man.
Okay. Now she said the second thing, but that doesn't really concern us. We're talking about japa with your wives and all that. Now she said if there's one thing she's gonna not do is she will not allow her brother travel overseas or bring his partner overseas to come and meet him where he's settled. So it's almost the same thing as saying I wouldn't take my wife overseas with me, or I wouldn't travel overseas with my wife, or whatever, as the case may be. Now that's one part. Now I have a story to share with you guys today, and I'm going to start it up here. It says this: just heard something that happened to a certain UK nurse, and I don't even know what else to say to it than to tell both of them congratulations for being unfortunate. The husband beats the wife after a heated argument. The wife went ahead and called the police and reported him. She also called Home Office to remove the man from her COS. Now, basically, if you know how most of this stuff works, they call this COS stuff like sponsorship or something. So if she is the one who's working out there, she has a visa, then the husband is living on her visa, if you get what I'm trying to say. Husband, in turn, went to report her to NMC UK. So I googled this out. This should be like their nursing council. That her IELTS result was fake. NMC commenced investigation and found her guilty, withdrew her from their register. Husband and wife are back now in Nigeria. It's a win-win situation for both of them. Listen, guys, you're going to agree with me that this story is funny, silly, and annoying at the same time. Now, let me break this down for you why I always say not take your partners overseas. What we don't understand is this: taking your partners overseas opens the avenue or opens the door to a lot of stops. I'm going to go back to this topic right here. I'll say this: number one, don't beat your wife. Why did you have to do that in the first place? But this is what I'm saying. When you travel overseas, for a man, his eyes open and exposed, thinking, oh wow, there are white chicks here, there are this, there, here, I can explore. For a woman, on the other hand, she's saying, oh wow, so I can tell my husband, shut up, and nothing will actually happen to me. You get what I'm trying to say? So now, we have these two issues going on, which brings about a conflict. And if you and your partner are not strong or confident in what you two share, trust me guys, that is going to bring about a breakdown of the marriage or relationship, as the case may be. Now let's look at this situation right here. Number one, the husband beats his wife. That is a total mess up. You do not beat your woman. And now I'm not saying cheat and wanting that man should not raise their hand. No. What I'm saying is this: if you know that you have to get to a state whereby you have to beat your partner, then she was not your partner in the first place. She was never meant to be your partner. And you cannot tell me that it was when you guys got to UK, you started seeing the signs and seeing the reasons to beat her. That's silly, number one. Number two, the wife goes on to call the police. This is the issue with a vindictive woman. They really don't care. Okay? When a man is angry, there's a probability of him calming down to think. But when a woman is angry, she knows whatever she might do, in the long run, she'll be forgiven. So she might just go and act sporadically. And then she calls the police. But that is not enough. Now, she would have called the police and said, kick him out of the house tonight. I don't want him here. Maybe they can call family members and everybody's going to talk and forgive each other later. But she doesn't stop there. She goes on to call the immigration, whatever, and then reports him to be kicked off her visa. The heart of a vindictive woman. Listen, guys, I'm not going to say too much right here. The two people being crazy got themselves into issues. Now they're both back in Nigeria. Hi, B. Welcome back home. But with that being said, leave your partners at home. If you're a guy traveling overseas, leave your girlfriend, leave your wife at home. In the long run, you might choose to bring her in. By then, you are aware of the risk involved. But for your first movement, leave your wife at home. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. I'm out.